In this lesson, we're going to learn about developing features, photo essays, and human interest stories. So far, we've learned about photography, we've learned about photojournalism, and we've been learning about the various qualities and skills that are needed to do photography and photojournalism. Now, let's go the next step forward. What if you want to take more than one picture and you want to tell a story through not one single picture but through a series of pictures or a series of photographs that comprehensively cover a story? You have already looked at various examples of photo stories done by other photojournalists, but today you have an opportunity to look at work done by students like you. Young people who are learning photojournalism and are starting their journey of being a photojournalist. How do they start? In this lesson, we are going to look at some examples of the work done by students at Pondicherry University, and we are also going to look at photo stories done by acclaimed photographers like Vicky Roy and Prashant Panjiyar. So, how do we start building a photo essay or a photo feature or a human interest story? The very first step is to think of an idea, to identify and find an idea which is worth doing as a photo essay or a photo feature or a photo story. Once we have an idea, we need to develop it, we need to work on it, we need to expand it. This involves doing research, background research, finding out more about that idea or theme or topic or concept so that we can visualize or pre-visualize how is the idea going to translate through the medium of photography. In this process, what is very helpful is doing some amount of brainstorming and thinking. What can help us in this is a tool called mind mapping. By using mind mapping, we can do brainstorming and we can develop our ideas and expand them further. So first, let's start by looking at what is mind mapping. On your screen, you see a diagram, and this is called a mind map, which is used to visually organize information. Now, when you start working on a photo essay or a photo feature, you must first create a mind map, which you can do with your hands on a piece of paper, or you can use a computer to create a diagram like this. In the center will be the main theme or the main idea of your photo essay or photo feature, which then you're going to expand and connect to the various ideas that are linked or can be expressed of the main idea that you have chosen to represent through the photo story. We are going to see some examples which show you different mind maps done by students as the first step when they began work on the photo story. In this image, you see various people talking to each other, communicating to each other, and all their ideas which are within them, they are brainstorming. Through the process of brainstorming, we can always get more ideas. So don't feel shy and be open to discussing your ideas with others, your peers, your friends, your teachers, your mentors. So through a collaboration and through a sharing of ideas, you will have more ideas on how to proceed with your work. Let's see the first example of a mind map done by a student, Ahana, who took up a food truck as the subject of a photo story. The branches that she has made from the main idea include founders, staff, location, why a food truck, the kind of meals they serve, the waste disposal, the food prep, and the renewable resources they use. So these are the various aspects of the food truck that she wanted to cover through the photo story or the photo essay. Let's look at a photo essay now. Here is a photo essay which is a collection of her finest images from her exercise, and then she has written description of the food on wheels story to give us a sense of what this tasty food truck is all about. Let's look at another example which is on the topic of journey of a jasmine flower done by Arya. And here Arya has made a mind map where she wanted to explore where is this flower exported to, how is the commercial farming done, what are the various shots she'd like to take, what are the purposes that the flower used to, and she's listed the kind of questions she would like to ask the farmers who are doing the farming of the jasmine flower. From her research and mind mapping, these are the images that have resulted. She has taken many more images and finally shortlisted these images as the final one that represent her photo essay or photo story titled Journey of a Jasmine Flower. Another example of a photo essay done by Arya, Sieving a Healthy Generation, is about a group of women who started a business venture and developed a nutritional mix and marketed it. So Arya met them, interacted with them, did her research, and this is the resulting photo essay or photo story that came out of the process. Let's move on to another mind map. This is done by Rose and it is on pottery production. As you can see that she has put the questions that she would like to be answered, what, the uses, how, why, and she's expanded them to see that this is what she would like to cover through a photo story. Let's see what she did. So this is the photo essay that Rose came out with, which depicted the life of a potter in the studio. The next example of a mind map is on Pondicherry spirulina farms. This was done by Swati, and she has created a mind map on the aspects or the ideas her story would like to cover. They're right here on the screen: benefits, equipment, workers, infrastructure, products, feedback, process, founders, and packaging. Now, all of this she wanted to show through the medium of the photo story. And what did she do? Here is a photo essay. She went several times to the spirulina farms, met the people there, and documented the various activities and tasks at the farm. Finally, we shortlisted her best images that made it into the photo story. Here is another mind map done by Harish on bringing color into the dreams of children, a photo essay on Paint Pondicherry, and let's see his final output. The photo essay on this government primary school in Soriankuppam in Puducherry shows how the school has been painted and brought in color into the lives of the children. Now let's look at two human interest stories. The first is a story called Auto Uncle, which is on a 70-year-old man, a mechanic who turned into an auto driver. The student here, Ameya, went out and got 26 pictures on him and on the city and on his passengers. From these 26 pictures, where there was some amount of repetition, some shots which were out of focus, which is all a part of the learning process, she finally selected her best images to result in a photo essay called Auto Uncle. And let's look at it now. So Auto Uncle, a story of a 70-year-old mechanic turned auto driver, and this is Ameya's photo essay in which she has selected her best images from her exercise, and based on her interviews conducted with him, his wife, and her observations, she has also done a write-up. So there's a text and there are photographs, a series of photographs, and together they create a photo feature or a human interest story based on his life. Let's move on to the next human interest story and let's look at the pictures there. The public inconvenience. This is a story done by Pravita, and she met Annapurna, who's 57, along with her husband Baburaj, who's 65 years old, working at the Rock Beach toilet in Puducherry day and night. And she also met Devaraj, who's 42 years old and works at the Puducherry bus stand toilet. She covered these people, their lives, and how they spend the day at the public convenience. Let us see what resulted. Here is the photo essay that she made on her visits to these two sites, and through her interaction and observations on their life of cleaning the public toilets, she got about 47 images, and from those 47 images, she has finally selected these images to bring out a human interest story on public toilets and the people who clean it. In this video, we have talked about mind mapping and the importance of researching your story, finding an idea, developing it, thinking about it, and then being open to all the possibilities that you may see. And from that, you can bring out your human interest stories, your photo essays and photo features. We are going to continue in the next video.